Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me in this live section. So guys, if you're new to this channel, do well to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any breaking news. So guys, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has denied Simeon Ekpa. Yes, this is not the first time, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying that Simeon Ekpa is not a member of, of Ipob. Now, the 10 leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has once again distanced himself and the movement from Simeon Ekpa, stressing clearly that Ekpa is not a registered or recognized member of Ipob. Now, guys, let's remember there was a time, Ekpa went to court. Yes, one of his court section. They told him to describe himself, and then he described himself as a mere content creator. Yes, everybody was expecting him to describe himself as the prime minister of Ipob, but guys, he described himself as a mere content creator, and it went viral. People were like, okay, this man is not an Ipob member. So Kanu is now coming out to distance himself from Simeon Ekpa. True, I'm going to also release a report, yes, a letter by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. Yes, in Europe. Like, I'm going to release a letter, but in US, sorry, his US lawyer, he clearly stated that Kanu is not a member of the indigenous people of Biafra. Clearly, in fact, the letter dated 2023. So if you're coming out to say, oh, it's not that they have convicted him, that is why he's distancing himself. No, the letter was dated May 2023. How many years ago? Before Kanu Simeon Ekpa was convicted yesterday. As you all know, Kanu Simeon Ekpa has been convicted. He has been in prison for 6 years. They found him guilty of terrorism charges, and then they jailed him for 6 years. So through his legal representative and trusted Ipob leaders, Kanu stated firmly that Simeon Ekpa activities, statements, and violent campaign do not represent Ipob ideology, structure, or command. Guys, Ipob under Kanu has always maintained a disciplined, coordinated, and non-violent struggle for Biafran self-determination, unlike the reckless and destructive approach Ekpa has been associated with. So this is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. He said the latest denial comes in the wake of international attention on Ekpa's conviction in Finland for incitement and terrorism-related charges. Kanu's clarification is meant to shield Ipob's name and mission from being smeared by Ekpa's personal actions. For Ipob, the command and control structure remains intact. Kanu is the supreme leader, and no one else speaks or acts for Ipob unless authorized by him. Any individual, no matter their claims, who acts outside the chains of command, those so on their own, they are doing it on their own and has nothing to do with the movement. So that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, this is how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu reacted to the conviction of Simeon Ekpa. Now I'm going to release a statement anyway, a letter dated 2023 to show you guys that truly Kanu actually distanced himself from Ekpa since 2023. He even came out since 2023 to say that this man, I'm not, Ekpa is not part of us. He said it clearly. So for you guys that will be like, oh, it's now they have convicted Ekpa, is it now that you guys are coming out to, coming out to come and distance yourself from him? Now, quickly, before we move on, let's look at this video, where it was actually saying that people were saying that Kanu is a prisoner, is a prisoner of conscience, while Simeon Ekpa is a criminal, that Ekpa is not a member of the indigenous people of Biafra. Quickly, take a look, guys, and I'll be right back.
All right, then. Simon Ekpa has been sentenced to 6 years in prison in Finland for terrorism-related charges. Now, insecurity has greatly reduced in the southeast. I think it was you and I who had that conversation.
Sure.
That insecurity has reduced in the southeast since Simon Ekpa was arrested. With his conviction and now him being sentenced to 6 years, do you expect, first up, do you agree with what the CDS said then, and do you expect that this time around insecurity will be totally curbed, even though we have other incidences of kidnapping for ransom and people being killed, politically exposed people being targeted and all of that?
There's nowhere in the world that insecurity can be wiped out, understand? But his arrest made those who were supporting him to have a bit of sense. And even, mind you, when he was in detention, there were rumors that he had been set free. We had some videos of his people celebrating. So this will now add more fuel to the fire. Those who were doubting it before will now see that this is real. That being a content
creator excuse
didn't send at all.
So we've seen different pictures of boys with weapons and ammunition in the bush. We see it happening in the northeast. We see it happening in the southeast, posting themselves all over social media brazenly because they believe that nothing will happen. Do you expect that this will send a signal to those people who consider themselves his boys in the southeast to dump criminality and follow a legal way of life?
That's why I'm saying that 6 years is not enough to serve as a deterrent. 6 years is not enough to serve as a deterrent because in prison, 8 months is a year. Understand me? When they say somebody has been sentenced for 1 year, it means he's going to serve for 8 months. So this 6 years, he might be there that's for about 4 years and 2 months, which to me is not really big enough for the damage that he has caused in the southeast. So I would have wished a kind of a life imprisonment that to serve as enough deterrent.
If we're talking about the damage that he has caused in the southeast, even while he was incarcerated, there were still incidences of insecurity still happening in the southeast. So can we blame him for what's happening there?
It is those who believed him. Understand me? And such things happens. Mind you, the crucifixion of Jesus did not stop Christianity. His disciples continued. Even Christianity became stronger after the death of Jesus. So those things usually occur. So this will also further prove that what they were doing was not content creation.
You're saying you want Simon Ekpa to be deported to Nigeria and serve out his sentence in Nigeria. But Nnamdi Kanu has been in the custody of the DSS he's been in the custody of the DSS for so long now, and you have been advocating for his release. But you want Simon Ekpa to come to be brought to Nigeria to serve out his sentence. Meanwhile,
Tinubu.
So you are saying Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of terrorism?
He is a prisoner of conscience.
Despite all those radio broadcasts,
I don't care about them. I don't care. Nnamdi
But
Kanu,
it's the same thing Simon Ekpa is being accused of. Finland was just so quick to convict him after doing their own investigations.
Nnamdi Kanu was abducted from Kenya, which is an infringement.
Would you have preferred that Simon Ekpa was also abducted from Finland?
I say these are two different individuals.
Simon Ekpa is actually Nnamdi Kanu's mentee because he's following in his footsteps.
Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Simon Ekpa is a criminal that deserves to be put in prison forever and ever.
Nnamdi Kanu doesn't deserve to be put in prison forever. He deserves to be walking free. Selling the same kill and destroy rhetoric.
He did nothing. He's just a victim.
Who established the Eastern Security Network?
Because he established it because of the failure of the leadership of governors in the Southeast. Has the
Eastern Security Network been able to safeguard and secure the Southeast against elements of insecurity?
They are doing their best.
They are doing their best.
They are doing their best.
You talked about seeing people flogging children going to school and enforcing sit at home and all. How do we differentiate between Simon Ekpa's people and Nnamdi Kanu's people when they are coming with the same ideology?
Nnamdi Kanu disowned the people enforcing sit at home. He said that he's not part of it.
But who started the sit at home?
Okay, a lot of people don't know history. The person that started sit at home is Chief Ralph Owazurike, not even Nnamdi Kanu.
In what year?
2006.
So sit at home has been happening in the Southeast for the past 19 years.
Chief Ralph Owazurike started sit at home. Understand me? It first started in 2006, and sit at home is a part of protest.
Okay, was there ever a time where the sit at home fizzled out and people were free to go about their normal duties without any vigilantes or non-state actors wielding weapons to intimidate and harass them?
Very good, very, very good. It fizzled out.
And this is what he did not say.
Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the wickedness of the Nigerian state.
Is it not ironic or hypocritical that you of Simon Ekpa and support the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
Because there are two different people. Because there are two different people. I have said it before. Simon Ekpa is a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. So these are two different people. That's why people are appending the governors, the senators, the House of Representatives has appealed for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, who has appealed for the release of Simon Ekpa.
So that's why I'm asking you again, right?
I said, who has appealed for Simon Ekpa?
Let me too. I'm the interviewer here, Dr. Peter Anoske. So I'm the interviewer here. My question is, if you claim that Nnamdi Kanu is absolutely innocent, he's white, they are trying to stain his white, who established the Eastern Security Network? And have they been able to foster that peace?
Because of the
failure, further problems for the people. We talk about militarization of the Southeast. We accuse the military of labeling people Ipob and ESN in the Southeast, giving them a bad name, giving a dog a bad name in order to kill it. But then we've seen so many different instances of insecurity being perpetrated by young boys right there in the Southeast. We cannot even accuse interlopers of doing this anymore.
Okay, you talk of ESN. ESN is a product of the failure one cowardice of the Southeast governors. They were not protecting their people. They were not protecting their people. That was the reason why ESN was set up. Up to expectation, security-wise, there would have been no reason. This man said, I will not fold my hands and watch my people being killed like fowls.
Now that he's in detention, what has he been able to do to stop his people from being killed like flies?
His vision was criminalized by Simon Ekpa.
Okay, so we can say it's Simon Ekpa
his good intentions was criminalized.
Quote, globalized Nnamdi Kanu.
His good intentions was hijacked and criminalized by Simon Ekpa. Understand me? So Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu are two different people. How many people? Who have you heard has gone to Buhari or gone to Tinubu to release Simon Ekpa? But people every day you hear it on radio, release Nnamdi Kanu. Have you ever heard release Simon Ekpa? So these are two different people. So for me, I'm not happy. That 6 years is like it's like a snap at the risk. For me, he should have been given life imprisonment.
And that would have made you very happy.
That would have made me very... It would not even equate what he has cost in the Southeast.
Well, unfortunately, the court has done what they feel is best. Let's talk politics.
So guys, stay tuned because I'm going to release a letter. I'm going to show you guys a letter dated May 2023 where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through his legal team in US, stated clearly that, in fact, where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that Ekpa is not a member of Ipob. So guys, I will, stay to the end of this like section to get the full gist. I have a lot, to unpack. So stay to the end, I have a lot. So once again, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has distanced himself, and the movement Ipob from Simeon Ekpa right back then. How many years ago? For some of you that will be saying, oh, because of Simeon Ekpa has been convicted or because of they have jailed him, that's why he's coming out to distance himself. No. I'm going to show you a letter. I will show you the date where, it was in 2023 that he did that, not even now. So it will tell you that, these two people are different people. They are different people on their own. Just like that man said, Ekpa, according to him, he says he's a criminal. Why Kanu is in fact, he said that the intention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the good intention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was criminalized. Now, Ekpa was going towards it the wrong way, which is very wrong. Yes. So now, Kanu once again has distanced himself from Simeon Ekpa, stressing clearly that Ekpa is not a registered or recognized member of Ipob. Even Simeon Ekpa described himself as a mere content creator. He did not describe himself as the prime minister of Biafra. Guys, you can see now through his legal representative and trusted Ipob leadership, Kanu stated firmly that Simeon Ekpa's activities, statements, and violent campaign do not represent Ipob ideology, structure, and command. Ipob under Kanu has always maintained a disciplined, coordinated, and non-violent struggle for Biafrans' self-determination, unlike the reckless and destructive approach Ekpa has been associated with. Now, the latest denial comes in the wake of the international attention on Ekpa's conviction in Finland for incitement and terrorism-related charges. Kanu's clarification is meant to shield Ipob's name and mission from being smeared by Ekpa's personal action. So now for Ipob, the command and control structure remains intact. Kanu is the supreme leader and no one else speaks or acts for Ipob unless authorized by him. Any individual, no matter their claims, who acts outside this chain of command does so on their own and has nothing to do with the movement. This is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. Now, take a look at this tweet. Take a look at this tweet. Now, let me read for you. It says, okay. Coming, guys. So this tweet is talking about, the letter released by a lawyer in US, a lawyer. So it says here, it's evidently clear that Ipob, led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has no business with Simeon Ekpa. This letter to EU Commission on 22nd May 2023 by Bruce Finn has destroyed the weak argument from Nigerian government by linking Ipob to that Finnish content creator. The Nigerian state is orchestrating this smear campaign as a diversionary tactics timed persistently to contaminate the upcoming ruling of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's no-case submission before Justice James Omotosho, now adjourned until 10th October 2023. We ask the world why the unsplit delay in delivering judgment when the federal government has failed to establish even a prime first case. And the answer is obvious. They are buying time to inject irrelevant and extra narrative like Ekpa's conviction in a bid to corrupt judicial reasons. Take a look at the letter. So this is the letter. You can zoom and check, the dates. This is May 22nd of May 2023. Let me just read the letter so that you guys can see that, that's long ago. About 2 years ago, Kanu came out. In fact, through his lawyer, he came out to distance himself to, say, even before Simeon Ekpa was convicted. Look at, to deny Simeon Ekpa, saying that he doesn't know him. So now, in this letter, let me just go straight to the body. It says, as international counsel and spokesman for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, seeking vindication of the law of self-determination for Biafrans through peaceful means, I wish to communicate an urgent message from Mr. Kanu regarding a bogus, false Biafran Republic government in exile. The group of opportunists is neither Biafra nor a republic nor a government. They are fraudsters and should be, okay, I'm not really saying that. They are first tracks and then they should be ostracized. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the people of Biafra disowns these mount banks representing only themselves. Any person, organization, or government that communicates or transacts business with them does so on their own risk and expense. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Biafra shall not be accountable in any respect. Mr. Kanu will labor for as long as required for a sovereign Biafran marked by peace, justice, order, or the rule of law, honoring the United Nations chapter, not the anarchy, jealousies, and Sorry, guys, I'm not actually saying this. You can continue the reading, but guys, this letter is from a lawyer in the US. Yes, this letter was, this letter was dated May 2022. Sorry, 2023, 22nd of May 2023. So you can see that it has been 2 years now. Kanu, through his legal team, distanced himself from Simeon Ekpa, saying that anything that that concerns Simeon Ekpa is not on his behalf, like he's doing it on his own. So now for some people that are, because we are hearing that this is actually they will use Simeon Ekpa's case because they have convicted Simeon Ekpa, they want to use it now and convict Kanu, making Kanu look like a terrorist because they have found Simeon Ekpa guilty. So that is why this letter was brought out to tell the world that clearly that Kanu is not a terrorist. And it has been long when Kanu came out to say that him and Simeon Ekpa are not working together. So don't be deceived. So they're also saying that this is an avenue where, and this is like a tactics. They want to like orchestrate something, to destroy or to try to contaminate Kanu's trial. So that is it. The Nigerian government, instead of presenting evidence before the courts, is clinging to falsehood, fabrications, and foreign distractions. Their latest scheme is, linking Ipob to a Finnish content creator, Simeon Ekpa, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. So now, my own case, my own is that why don't you go ahead and, allow this man to go through his normal trial? Why the unnecessary? Why are you delaying? Why are they just buying time? The truth is that they have no case against against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have no case. Now check the case of Simeon Ekpa. They arrested him, they checked him, they investigated. He went for, he has been going for his trial and everything. And at last, less than a year, they have convicted him, they have jailed him. Smooth operation. Do the same to Kanu. Check and investigate him, guys. For 4 years now, the Nigerian government they have not seen anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have not seen anything against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So why are you holding this man? Why? Kanu was adopted. They don't want to look at the fact that he's adopted and his trial is illegal, but they still kept him there. So now, like I said, the Nigerian government, instead of presenting evidence before the courts, is clinging to falsehoods, fabrication, and foreign distraction. Their latest scheme now, their latest tactics is trying to link Ipob to a Finnish content creator, Simeon Ekpa, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. And here lies the irony. Ipob official legal representative in the United States, Bruce Fein, already clarified this matter in a well-documented letter to the European Commission dated 22nd May 2022, just like you can see on your screen. This is the letter. That letter, destroyed the weak argument. This letter in your screen now, you can read it. It destroyed the weak arguments that Ipob and Simeon Ekpa shares organizational and ideological ties. It has destroyed it. So any government official saying that, they have convicted Simeon Ekpa, that means Kanu is a terrorist. No. This letter, dated 22nd of May 2022, has destroyed any weak arguments by the Nigerian government or any official saying that Ipob and Simeon Ekpa, they share the same organization and ideological ties. No. The truth is that Kanu was, demanding for self-determination in a peaceful way, while Simeon Ekpa was demanding his own in a violent way, according to what Finland said. So now, why does the Nigerian government keep pushing this false narrative? The answer is actually very simple: diversion, deception, and delay. Now let us examine the timing. James Omotosho because some people are coming out to say that, because we are hearing people say that they want to come and link Simeon Ekpa and Kanu so that they can now convict or say Kanu is a terrorist. Now, the people are saying this is a tactics to contaminate his ruling that is coming on the 10th of October. Now, Justice Omotosho of the Federal High Court Abuja was set to rule on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's no-case submission, a legal step that could have ended this prolonged trial decades ago but suddenly, without credible justification, the ruling was postponed until 10th October 2025. Now ask yourself, why the delay? Ask yourself, why are they delaying? Because on the 18th of July, that was when Kanu Omotosho was supposed to rule on the no case submission. But then immediately Kanu came to court, they said, oh, that the judge is going to go for vacation, adjourning the case to 10th of October 2025. Ask yourself, why the delay? Why stall a ruling in a case where the federal government has failed time and again to establish even a prima facial case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Now the answer is actually very clear. The Nigerian state is buying time. It's actually clear and obvious that the Nigerian state is just deliberately buying time because they don't have any case against Kanu. Is it not obvious? 4 years. Look at Simon Ekpa's own. Less than a year. They have found that this man is guilty. Guys, 4 years going to 5 years in Kanu's case. They have not found anything. They have not even come out to tell the world what this man has done. They are just keeping him in detention. It's actually clear that they have no case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Nigerian state is buying time. They are desperately injecting irrelevant, narrative like Simon Ekpa's conviction abroad, hoping to contaminate judicial reasons. That is not law. That is not justice. This is a judicial hostage taking, the weaponization of Nigerian courts to prolong political persecution. We must never forget that Ipob has repeatedly, publicly, disowned Simeon Ekpa. Look at that. Look at the letter on your screen. Look at it there. Dated 2023. For those that will come and say, oh, Kanu is coming out to, disown Simeon Ekpa because they have convicted him. Look at it here. Clearly, this letter was from a US lawyer, Bruce Finn. So you don't come and say that because of he did this since long time ago. So now, Ipob has repeatedly, publicly disowned Simeon Ekpa and his violent tendencies. Ipob's discipline, command structure, and ideology are rooted in the lawful pursuit of self-determination as recognized under international law. By construct, what the Nigerian government is attempting is nothing but a smear campaign designed to distract from their own monumental failures to secure conviction despite years of illegal detention, failure to honor binding court judgments, including those of the appeal courts that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, failure to confront the real insecurity in Nigeria from banditry to terrorism, while weaponizing propaganda against innocent agitators. So why the unsplayed delay is delivering justice? Why does the federal government prefer propaganda to evidence? Why is Simon Ekpa's personal conviction in Finland suddenly being imported into Nigerian's courtroom drama? The answer is obvious. It is because the Nigerian government has no case, absolutely no case against Kanu, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they are delaying. Now, I want you to take a look at what Aisha Yusuf said concerning this Simon Ekpa's conviction, the fact that they have jailed Simon Ekpa. Take a look. That's to tell you, in her words, you will understand that truly Nigerian government don't have any case against Kanu. Just take a look, and I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. I'm just here in my study reading, and I don't even know what calling me to phone. Just seeing this breaking news that, and this is on Sahara Reporters, and it says pro-Biafra agitator Simon Ekpa gets 6 years in sentence in Finland for terrorism. The first thing I'm going to say here, before I even go ahead, because we're going to read this together, before I even go ahead, is that I think this whole thing started last year, if I'm not mistaken, or 2023 at most. When Samuel Ekpa was arrested by Finland and this thing. But you can see that they finished their judgment. It's not this one that is dragging like we have in Nigeria. Dragging. You're not coming out to say this is what the person has done. You're not bringing out evidence. You're not finishing prosecuting the case. You just keep someone and just because you can, you use the state machinery and lock up the person. You're not trying the person. You're just here, there. That's what the Nigerian government has been doing with, Nnamdi Kanu. But in this case, you can see with the Finnish government, what they did, They arrested him, brought the charges, tried him, did everything. Bam, has closed. Let me go ahead and look at this particular. It says, according to prosecutors, he has been actively involved in a separatist movement seeking independence of the southeastern Nigeria under the name Biafra. The Pagerham District Court in Finland has sentenced Simon Ekpa to 6 years in prison on terrorism charges, the BBC reports. According to the court decision, Ekpa was found guilty of inciting terrorism in Nigeria. He was also said to have promoted the independence of the Biafra region through illegal means between 2021 and 2024. I love what they said there. What they said that they said promoting, let me read it again, promoting the independence of the Biafra region through illegal means between 2021 and 2024. So what that means is that promoting independence of Biafra, there's nothing wrong with it. Beautiful idea if that's what you want to do, and it's completely legal. You have the right to say, look, I don't think this union is working. I know it needs to separate. But what somebody does not they have the right to is to do it through illegal means. That is by killing people, going after the state, causing mayhem, damaging lives and properties. They are killing people, doing all sorts of things, you understand, causing terror in the land. Nobody has a right to do it, no matter how noble, whatever it is that you're asking for, no matter how noble it is. This is one of the things, that we must all understand. Yes, and I see when people romanticize the use of violence. Violence never turns out right. Doing the wrong thing, even if you're seeking for the right thing, doing it wrong never turns out right. It is something that shouldn't be done at all, no matter how tempting it is. Stay away from violence. Stay away from anything that is against the law. Work within the ambit of the law. It might be slow. You might look foolish. You might not get the result that you want to get immediately. But stay, because that's the legal process. And that's how you will keep your agitation, your process, whatever you're seeking for, keep it focused, keep it right, keep it going. It might be very slow, but people feel, oh, you use terror. You can easily get results. You can easily get results, but for how long is that result going to be? Other accusations include aggravated tax fraud and violation of the Lawyers Act. In May, Sahara reporters reported that the trial of Simon Ekpa over alleged terrorism commenced in Finland. He was accused of participating in a terrorist organization and publicly inciting crimes for terrorist purposes. This is someone who has gone on media several times calling for, different terror acts. This is someone who has gone on calling for harm to befall people, calling on others to perpetrate this harm. And one thing we must understand is that when you're doing this thing, it's not just that, the excuse might be, but I didn't do it. And that's not, but you call people to do it, and because you're a voice of influence, calling on people to do it, then it's there's also guilt on you for the things that you do, because you're the leader, you're the one doing this broadcast constantly, telling them who to go after, how to go after them, and stuff like that. So definitely, you also be lined up on it. He said, it will be recalled that Finnish police investigated the case in collaboration with Nigerian authorities. Ekpa appeared before the Pagerham District Court. According to prosecutors, he has been actively involved in a separatist movement seeking independence for southeastern Nigeria under the name Biafra. And for me, what really is most annoying is the fact that these are people, you are not on ground to feel the effect of what is happening. You're chilling, you're enjoying yourself over there in countries where things are working right. Meanwhile, you're locking down your own country, your own region, you're creating mayhem there and all of that. When this whole Ipob thing started, they started with agitation or peaceful agitation, protesting and all of that. Government, killing some of them, arresting some of them. And we're defending. No, they have a right to call for Biafra. They have a right to say they no longer want to be part of Nigeria. But the government did not have a right to shoot them or kill them or do any of these things. And then when they began to go, carry arms and do a bit of arms things in terms of this time, we said, no, that's not the way. Because some people said, no, you must do this The arms that they carry, how has it gone out now? You've locked down the region. Southeast region has been affected in terms of lives and properties, in terms of business. You're locking that every Monday. You're telling people not to come out. People that come out, they are being killed. People that come out, or a truck that is driving or whatever, killing indiscriminately. I remember when this killing started initially, some people were like, yeah, it is those, how do they even still call out? They call them traitors. They call them Biafra traitors. I say, who is going to define Biafra traitors? Who is going to say this is, who defines it? Tomorrow somebody is angry with somebody because somebody is traitor. Shikena. The person is open for this thing. They allege that the activity conducted online and coordinated from Finland may constitute terrorism under Finnish law. Prosecutors demanded a 6-year prison sentence for Ekpa. We have a great deal of evidence regarding this individual's online activity and communication, says State Prosecutor Samsa Hakala. At the pre-trial hearing, Ekpa's lawyer, Carl Gomerus, raised concern over the reliability of information coming from Nigeria. Earlier in May, Sahara reporters reported that Finland's National Prosecution Authority charged Nigerian Biafran agitators and Ekpa with inciting terrorism online. The Prosecution Authority, in a statement, accused Ekpa, who is also a Finnish citizen, of public incitement to commit crimes with terrorist intent and participation in the activities of terrorist group. While they went on and on, Finnish authorities also investigated potential financial support for Ekpa's activities. Following his arrest in 2024, so it was actually last year that the whole thing started. The police requested the detention of 4 individuals suspected of financing his operation. However, the prosecution authority confirmed that the charges against those...
All right, then Simon Ekpa has been sentenced to 6 years in prison in Finland for terrorism-related charges. Now, insecurity has greatly reduced in the Southeast. I think it was you and I who had that conversation.
Sure.
That insecurity has reduced in the Southeast since Simon Ekpa was arrested. With his conviction and now him being sentenced to 6 years, do you expect, first up, do you agree with what the CDS said then? And do you expect that this time around insecurity will be totally curbed? Even though we have other incidences of kidnapping for ransom and people being killed, politically exposed people being targeted and all of that.
There's nowhere in the world that insecurity can be wiped out, understand? But his arrest made those who were supporting him to have a bit of sense. And even, mind you, when he was in detention, there were rumors that he had been set free. We had some videos of his people celebrating. So this will now add more fuel to the fire. Those who were doubting it before will now see that this is real. That being a content
creator excuse
didn't send at all.
So we've seen different pictures of boys with weapons and ammunition in the bush. We see it happening in the Northeast. We see it happening in the Southeast, posting themselves all over social media brazenly because they believe that nothing will happen. Do you expect that this will send a signal to those people who consider themselves his boys in the Southeast to dump criminality and follow a legal way of life?
That's why I'm saying that 6 years is not enough to serve as a deterrent. 6 years is not enough to serve as a deterrent because in prison, 8 months is a year. Understand me? When they say somebody has been sentenced for 1 year, it means he's going to serve for 8 months. So this 6 years, he might be there for about 4 years and 2 months, which to me is not really big enough for the damage that he has caused in the Southeast. So I would have wished a kind of a life imprisonment that to serve as enough deterrent.
If we're talking about the damage that he has caused in the Southeast, even while he was incarcerated, there were still incidences of insecurity still happening in the Southeast. So can we blame him for what's happening there?
It is those who believed him. Understand me? And such things happens. Mind you, the crucifixion of Jesus did not stop Christianity. His disciples continued. Even Christianity became stronger after the death of Jesus. So those things usually occur. So this will also further prove that what they were doing was not content creation.
You're saying you want Simon Ekpa to be deported to Nigeria and serve out his sentence in Nigeria. But Nnamdi Kanu has been in the custody of the DSS he's been in the custody of the DSS for so long now, and you have been advocating for his release. But you want Simon Ekpa to come to be brought to Nigeria to serve out his sentence. Meanwhile,
Tinubu.
So you are saying Nnamdi Kanu is not guilty of terrorism?
He is a prisoner of conscience.
Despite all those radio broadcasts,
I don't care about them. I don't care. Nnamdi
But
Kanu,
it's the same thing Simon Ekpa is being accused of. Finland was just so quick to convict him after doing their own investigations.
Nnamdi Kanu was abducted from Kenya, which is an infringement.
Would you have preferred that Simon Ekpa was also abducted from Finland?
I say these are two different individuals.
Simon Ekpa is actually Nnamdi Kanu's mentee because he's following in his footsteps.
Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Simon Ekpa is a criminal that deserves to be put in prison forever and ever.
Nnamdi Kanu doesn't deserve to be put in prison forever. He deserves to be walking free. Selling the same kill and destroy rhetoric.
He did nothing. He's just a victim.
Who established the Eastern Security Network?
Because he established it because of the failure of the leadership of governors in the Southeast.
Has the Eastern Security Network been able to safeguard and secure the Southeast against elements of insecurity?
They are doing their best.
They are doing their best.
They are doing their best.
You talked about seeing people flogging children going to school and enforcing sit at home and all.
People.
How do we differentiate between Simon Ekpa's people and Nnamdi Kanu's people when they are coming with the same ideology?
Nnamdi Kanu disowned the people enforcing sit at home. He said that he's not part of it.
But who started the sit at home?
Okay, a lot of people don't know history. The person that started sit at home is Chief Ralph Owazurike, not even Nnamdi Kanu.
In what year?
2006.
So sit at home has been happening in the Southeast for the past 19 years.
Chief Ralph Owazurike started sit at home. Understand me? It first started in 2006, and sit at home is a part of protest.
Okay, was there ever a time where the sit at home fizzled out and people were free to go about their normal duties without any vigilantes or non-state actors wielding weapons to intimidate and harass them?
Very good, very, very good. It fizzled out.
And this is what he did not say.
Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the wickedness of the Nigerian state.
Is it not ironic or hypocritical that you of Simon Ekpa and support the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
Because there are two different people. Because there are two different people. I have said it before. Simon Ekpa is a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. So these are two different people. That's why people are appealing. The governors, the senators, the House of Representatives has appealed for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, who has appealed for the release of Simon Ekpa.
So that's why I'm asking you again, right?
I said, who has appealed for Simon Ekpa?
Let me too. I'm the interviewer here, Dr. Peter Anoske. So I'm the interviewer here. My question is, if you claim that Nnamdi Kanu is absolutely innocent, he's white, they're trying to stain his white, who established the Eastern Security Network? And have they been able to foster that peace?
Because of the failure,
further problems for the people. We talk about militarization of the Southeast. We accuse the military of labeling people Ipob and ESN in the Southeast, giving them a bad name, giving a dog a bad name in order to kill it. But then we've seen so many different instances of insecurity being perpetrated by young boys right there in the Southeast. We cannot even accuse interlopers of doing this anymore.
Okay, you talk of ESN. ESN is a product of the failure one, cowardice of the Southeast governors. They were not protecting their people. They were not protecting their people. That was the reason why ESN was set up. Up to expectation, security-wise, there would have been no reason This man said, I will not fold my hands and watch my people being killed like fowls.
Now that
This
he's in
man
detention, what has he been able to do to stop his people from being killed like flies?
His vision was criminalized by Simon Ekpa.
Okay, so we
His
can
good
say it's Simon
intentions-
Ekpa
His good intentions was
he, quote
criminalized.
unquote, Kobalized Nnamdi Kanu.
His good intentions was hijacked and criminalized by Simon Ekpa. Understand me? So Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu are two different people. How many people? Who have you heard has gone to Buhari or gone to Tinubu to release Simon Ekpa? But people every day you hear it on radio, release Nnamdi Kanu. Have you ever heard release Simon Ekpa? So these are two different people. So for me, I'm not happy. That 6 years is like a snap at the risk. For me, he should have been given life imprisonment.
And that would have made you very happy.
That would have made me very. It would not even equate what he has cost in the southeast.
Well, unfortunately, the court has done what the feel is best. Let's talk politics.
So guys, I just want you guys to look at this thing. There was a comment, I saw a comment here, and I feel like let's talk about this because on the other hand, this is what it's showing. Now, if you have anything to say, drop it under the comment section. Let's talk about it. Now, this person said, what happens to Boko Haram and Fulani bandits? Now, let me now tell you guys that Simon Ekpa, they said he has been terrorizing the southeast. He has been, in fact, he's the reason. See, honestly, I don't really understand this country, Nigeria. This country claims that they are going after terrorists, but there are some terrorists. There are some terrorists they are leaving. The Boko Haram, the Fulani people. What happens to them? I've not heard for once that they sentenced anyone to jail. What we have been hearing is, like at that time they brought reports that 4,000 repentant Boko Haram people will be reintegrated into society. They'll be given arms. Why are they negotiating instead of prosecution? Now, they say that Simon Ekpa has been terrorizing the southeast, but when he was in detention, now let's look at it the other way around, guys. We know that Finland has convicted him, they have found him guilty, and they have done this. Now, do you really think that Nigerian government is actually pursuing terrorists? Like, do you really think that he's actually pursuing terrorists? Because where are they leaving the Boko? If they're actually pursuing terrorists, they will not leave these Boko Haram and Fulani bandits that buy millions. Guys, if you check record of people that have died in this country because of Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists, there are so much. Nigeria is not at war, but people that have died because of these people, these Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists are much. They are much. Do you really think that Nigerian government is pursuing terrorists? Do you really think? Because if they are pursuing terrorists, they will not be reintegrating Boko Haram, pardoning them. I mean, people that have died thousands, millions, displaced millions. On the other hand, though, like I said, let's look at this in another perspective. Oh yes, they have convicted Simon Ekpa. What about the Boko Haram people? Why are you guys negotiating? What is going on in this country? Okay. So now, what happens to this Boko? This person said, what happens to the Boko Haram and Fulani bandits? Some people are saying that Simon Ekpa is a freedom fighter. Some people are saying this, some people are saying that. The truth is that a lot of controversy surrounding this case is actually very much. You don't even know the one to believe. Some person said, let me show you a comment by somebody on Twitter. This person said, okay, the person said, he said Finland should get ready to reap what they saw and what they sow. Okay, he was trying to say what they sow. And today being first, he actually posted this in yesterday. And today being first of September 2025, marked the complete downfall of Finland. Chiko Abiyama is about to disgrace and destroy Finland and all the entire Europe who are supporting the genocidal killings going on in the land of Biafra. So this person is trying to say that that because Finland is part, or they are trying to lie that they're trying to lie that Simeon Ekpa is not a terrorist, or this person is trying to say that Finland has bent to pressure. There's nothing that Nigeria cannot use money to do, kind of bribed or something, allegedly. So the truth is that many people are saying on their own view. Some people are even saying Kanu and Simeon Ekpa are a bunch of criminals, according to what somebody said here. The truth is that you're saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a bunch of criminals. Why is it that up to today, since 5 years ago, they have not brought, like, there is no credible evidence that makes Kanu a criminal? Why? I'm asking you. I actually want you to come and respond to this question. Why is it for 4 years, I'm still counting, Nigerian government has not brought out a credible look at Simon Ekpa's case? It went smoothly, like everything was fast. Why the unnecessary? Why are you still keeping him there? Why the unnecessary adjournment? Ask yourself. That is just it. Now, my question is, let's just divert to this, the case that these people are actually reintegrating Boko Haram. For me, I feel the Nigerian government are not after terrorists, though. You can't tell me otherwise. They're not after the kind of, look at what is going on now. Is it that you guys don't know what is going on in Nigeria? Boko Haram terrorists responsible for 10,000, even millions of people, displacing of buying people, displacing millions of people, are often, they are treated as repentant fighters instead of being jailed. I've not heard. I don't know if you guys have heard that they imprisoned, or they sentenced these people to 6 years imprisonment. They treat them, they even pamper them. Instead of being jailed, many are given amnesty, reintegrated into the community, or even, recruited as security service. Some of them, they even give them army uniform to become soldiers. Meanwhile, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who has never detonated a bomb or carried armed, has been languishing in solitary confinement. And now they have actually jailed Simeon Ekpa for 6 years. See, me, I feel there's a lot. Like, I know that one day the truth will come out. There's a lot going on. If you check, why are they going after Simeon Ekpa and Kanu? What about these Boko Haram people? That's to tell you, that there's a lot. This case is deep. And very soon, because you can't tell me that they are going after terrorists when they are leaving Boko Haram fighters, they are leaving them. They're not even, trying to, even if they catch them, they give them money for what? What's this man's name? El Rufai has come out to accuse the federal government of empowering bandits. Last Sunday, this Sunday that just passed, on Channels Television, he accused, the federal government of empowering, even sending them food, giving them money. And you're telling me the Nigerian government is after terrorists? No. How can you give your enemy food? How can you communicate with your enemy? Does that make sense? You can't tell me they're not after terrorists, though. If Boko Haram leaders are tried in open court, let me now tell you why, they don't actually prosecute these bandits. They said they are, they'll give them food under the non-kinetic strategy. That is actually total nonsense. How can you be, what's it called? How can you be communicating with your enemy? Your enemies are buying your people, you're still reintegrating them. Some, they even give them uniform to become soldiers. Now, let me now tell you why they don't actually prosecute these bandits. Because once they prosecute them, it's going to expose the people that are feeding them, the people that are giving them arms. I don't know if you guys understand. People that are giving them arms, the people that are feeding them. If Boko Haram leaders are tried in open court, the uncomfortable truth will spill out. Who funded them? Who supplied them weapons? And which politicians shielded them? That is it. The government avoids because we have heard claims, just like Aerofire has come out to say that FG is sponsoring them and all of that. So if you try them in court, all this truth will come out the more. That's it. So now, Kanu now, the government sees an opportunity to make an example because he exposes the same state-sponsored hypocrisy. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been saying for a while now, saying, just like this person said, I don't know about this one anyways. He said, Kanu said P2B has a Fulani boyfriend. Okay. So you see, so Kanu has been coming out to expose these people. That is why they saw the opportunity to, keep him. And how can somebody carry a microphone and say that you call him a terrorist? Is that how to describe terrorists? Does terrorists move with microphone? These Fulani bandits, they are the real definition of a terrorist because they are armed. That is how to describe terrorists. They are armed. But Kanu, to date, do you know that they have not? I was even expecting, guys. Honestly, I was expecting for them to bring like truckload of weapons that Kanu kept somewhere. But guys, not even one. The only thing they're saying is microphone. So that somebody carried a microphone, is it a crime? Somebody is demanding for self-determination. I don't even know about Simeon Ekpa because Simeon Ekpa's case is actually a different one because, what's it called? The Kanu has come out to say that in 2023, look at the letter. They're just showing us this letter now that a lawyer in US, this letter was dated 2023, 22nd of May, 2023, that a lawyer, the US lawyer said that was when Kanu said that the fact he distanced himself from Simon by saying that anything that Simon Ekpa is doing on his own, that is not from him. That he's the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. And if he's going to appoint people to speak, that in fact, even Simon Ekpa said that he's a content creator, according to what they say, he's a content creator. So I don't even actually understand what's actually going on, guys. Honestly, this case is actually very deep. Now, Simon Ekpa is coming out. I mean, Kanu has just said this, that Ekpa is not one of us. He's not a member. He's not recognized. He's not even a registered member of Ipob. And when Ekpa was describing himself in court, during one of his court sections, he described himself as a mere content creator. He never said he was a prime minister, according to what we heard then. So you can see. So that is it. So on the other side now, I'm actually asking, the Nigerian governments are not even going after terrorists. If you check, Finland should ask, why is Boko Haram people, why are they being reintegrated? Why are they okay? Now look at what the Nigerian government will tell you. Nigerian government will tell you that we are reintegrating them, or we are giving them funds so that they will not pick up guns again. Who told you that these people are repentant? Who told you they will not pick up guns? Who told you that they will not pick up guns? If you want to make the country better, provide employment. Which one is you will catch people that have been buying people for years now, that have been doing this thing all through their life? You will catch them. What you will do is negotiate with them. What you do, that is total nonsense. And you give them money, and you're telling me they will not pick up guns again. See, El Rufai has said, you see, as far as they continue with this policy, the insecurity will never stop in Nigeria. That is it. That is just it. So now, looking at what we have today, honestly, some people are even saying that Finland has done well, just like the comment I'm saying here. Finland has done well by actually, the truth is that if truly Simeon Ekpa was going through this self-determination, was demanding for self-determination through a violent way by buying people, if truly this happened, is actually very wrong. Very, very wrong. If he has been causing damages here in the southeast, truly it's very wrong. If truly Finland found him guilty, but then Finland should also, in fact, Nigerian government should also punish or prosecute, sentence this Boko Haram Fulani to jail. Why are they giving them money? Why are they sponsoring them? Why all this? See, now somebody said something. Let's look at it. The person said, let me show you guys. He said, I want to ask, is it not the same court that condemned extradition rendition of Nnamdi Kanu, why have they not also pursued that case? Kanu was adopted. It's actually very clear that this man was adopted. I would have played the video for you guys to show you that this man, the lawyer even came out. I'll still play the video for you guys. So stay tuned. The lawyer came out to say that Kanu was adopted. He explained how they adopted him, the movement, how everything happened in Kenya. He briefly, in details, explained everything, broke everything down for you guys to understand that this man was adopted. Guys, was adopted. So why is it that the court wants him? One thing you should know, that the judicial system in Nigeria is gone. How can a man, in fact, on a normal, he's not supposed to be going to court because they adopted him. How can you bring a man to court illegally? How will the trial stand? Does it even make sense? Before I even say much things, just take a look at what the lawyer said. Before I talk much, take a look at what the lawyer said.
So today I'm wearing two hats. I'm speaking on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm also speaking on my own behalf. My name is Aloy Ejimako. I'm the special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the indigenous people of Biafra. And I'm speaking to you from a location in Nigeria. The man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is well known. He's everywhere. He's on Wikipedia. He's an internationally acclaimed freedom fighter. But there's just a few things I need to tell you about him. What brought him to limelight was the formation of the indigenous people of Biafra in the United Kingdom in 2012. Simultaneously, he also founded Radio Biafra. And these two organizations were aimed at one thing: liberation for the people of Biafra, or restoration of the former Republic of Biafra that went defunct in 1970. The right to self-determination is a right that is guaranteed internationally, domestically, and continentally. It's within the black letters of Nigerian law at Article 20 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. The right to self-determination is guaranteed. So the formation of IPOB did not break any law. Not laws of the United Kingdom, not international law, not Nigerian law. But guess what? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who was born in Nigeria, but who acquired British citizenship later on, came to Nigeria in October 2015, the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, which had come to power in May, decided to arrest him. He was not arrested between 2012 and 2015 because the government of the day at that time understood that self-determination is not a crime. But the government that came into power in 2015 in May decided that self-determination is going to be treated as a criminal activity. So he was arrested in Lagos. He was charged for treason, also for insulting the president and illegal importation of radio equipment. 3 charges. The treason one, they split it into 2, treason by himself and treason by conspiracy. This thing went on from 2015 until April 2017, when he was eventually granted bail. So he was detained for nearly 18 months. After granting him bail, he returned to his ancestral home in the southeastern part of Nigeria, and he was enjoying his bail when suddenly, between 10 September and 14 September 2017, the Nigerian army, without any justification whatsoever, levied lethal, massive military operations against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's ancestral home. That day, he was sitting at home with so many people, his family members, including his 2 elderly parents. The attack was lightning, it was a bleakridge, it was massive, and it was not the type of an attack you will expect a national military force to levy on a civilian location. But they did. At the end of the day, 28 people lost their lives. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sustained injuries. His parents sustained injuries as well. But somehow, by the grace of God, they all managed to escape. From there, the rest is history. And because there was a national and international manhunt for him by the security forces, which rules of engagement was to shoot, not to maim. If you see Nnamdi Kanu, if you encounter him anywhere, shoot not to maim. Not to maim, but shoot to kill. That's what they went there to do on 10 September, but they didn't succeed. But it went on. They went on in a manhunt. So Nnamdi Kanu was forced to flee the municipal boundaries of Nigeria in search of safe haven overseas. Eventually, in May 2021, he settled in Kenya. He entered Nairobi and settled in Kenya somewhere. He never knew that Nigerian security forces, the international branch of it, were laying in wait for him. They led an ambush for him. So on 19th June 2021, he drove himself to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport on a personal errand. As soon as he drove into the parking lot and alighted from his vehicle, several well-armed security men suspected to be of a mixture of Nigerian and Kenyan security forces swooped on him, grabbed him, abducted him, and put him forcibly in a vehicle and drove away. Well, they didn't take him to the police station. They didn't take him to immigration because he was a foreigner. He should have been taken to immigration. They didn't take him to any official law enforcement facility. They took him to a secret location in Nairobi, a non-official secret location. So in effect, they disappeared him. And they kept him at that secret location for a whole 8 days. And those 8 days he endured horrendous torture. All these are matters of record between the various tribunals and courts before whom this matter has been brought. I cannot begin to give you all the details. Horrendous torture in violation of basic human rights, in violation of the laws of Kenya, Nigeria, and the international community. When Nnamdi Kanu was abducted on 19th June 2021, the proper thing that should have been done is to take him to a police station, from there to a court. And then if you wanted him back in Nigeria, you subject him to what is called extradition proceedings. This is a basic tenet of the law that you see in the laws of any nation. Kenya has an extradition act to which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should have been subjected. But guess what? They didn't do that. They rather disappeared him for 8 days, tortured him to their heart's content. And on 27th June, they secretly brought him out from this location and took him through the back doors, evading Kenyan immigration, direct to the tarmac of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, where a private plane was waiting. They bundled him into the plane, chained him to the chair, and everything. He endured 5-6 hours flight from Nairobi to Kenya in the most excruciating circumstances. They arrived in Nigeria late in the evening and the plane flew back to Nairobi. They took him to the headquarters of the National Intelligence Agency in Abuja, where he spent the first night with all the lights left on to assure his maximum discomfort. The following day, they transferred him to the headquarters of Directorate of State Security in Abuja. And on the third day, they brought him before the Federal High Court in Abuja. The Federal High Court was well aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has counsel of record It was an open case, it wasn't a new case, a pre-existing case. But the Federal High Court decided to conduct the arraignment in violation of his constitutional right to counsel, and that arraignment led to the indefinite detention with which we are struggling today.
This video to answer, someone here under the comment section. He asked this question. I want to ask, if it's not the same court that condemned extradition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why have they not also pursued that case? So now, that is why I played this video, and you heard him clearly say that Kanu was adopted. Like I said, they have bust the judiciary. Judiciary system in Nigeria is a total nonsense. Guys, people hope that judiciary is the last hope, but they now use it as a political tool, as a tool to silence people. How can a man be adopted? You heard that man say it clearly. It's not like I'm just coming here to say Kanu was adopted. You heard it from his lawyer. He explained how everything happened, how the movement, how he went to run errands in the airport, how Kanu went to run errands. What about the military invasion on his house? Like when military men invaded his home in Abia State, Kanu narrowly escaped. Or he wants Kanu to be there so that they will buy him. When he escaped, Nigerian officials were saying, "Oh, he has escaped bail condition," that kind of thing. So you expect him to stay there so that they will buy him. That military invasion actually buyed his family members, about 27 or 28 of them. You heard the lawyer said that. They have not said anything about that, though. They have not condemned military men for that action. And the fact now they adopted him. No court is not, they are not even pursuing that the fact that they adopted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's the thing, that the judicial system has rotted. It has rotted. That's why I played this video, for you guys to hear for yourself that Kanu was truly adopted. So guys, let me know what you think about this headline. Drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.